Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us here in the kickoff of the 4th season of the ASUS ROG DreamLeague. We've got 2 series of games for you tonight to treat you with. Let's take a look at which teams we have in store for you. Our first matchup is going to be Team Empire taking on 4 Clovers. And 4 Clovers, the team that came to qualifications, is going to be shown 2 times today, because not only will they face Empire, but they will also, in the second series of the day, take on Ninjas in Pajamas. And of course, just like last season, I am once again in the studio and also joined by 3 lovely people on the couch. It is Owen, Andy, and Shane. Guys, welcome back.
It's great to be back. Right, so this year, DreamHack actually sorted us out with the nicest houses like ever. I
will say, I will do you one better.
Okay.
Not just nicest houses. Apparently, they just got new PCs for the office.
Yeah.
And they got PCs for everybody to play in the office. It's great. And then Milt's like, wait a second. We got some guys coming over, but we need 4 of those 10 PCs.
And he like straight up stole them from the office, and now everyone's super mad at us.
They weren't even installed yet. I had to name my computer.
What did you name it?
DreamLeague Shiver.
Oh my god.
Wow.
They're like, come on.
Sell out.
Oh.
I mean, it's okay.
But they were really
Shane,
good. They are really good.
What up, Shane? Are you looking forward to this one?
It's gonna be sick, dude.
Yeah, I missed you. Last time we were together, what, TI qualifiers?
Well, it was actually last weekend.
It was
last weekend.
How can I forget such a fantastic weekend? I mean,
I think I know why, but
that was kind of what I was excited to about. You know, getting back on the circuit, doing Island. Oh, I got DreamLeague afterwards. I mean, it's gonna be all right. You know. I guess I was a little bit excited. You know, kind of got some pretty good teams. We've switched up the format. Everything seems to be better this time.
Yeah, including the stage.
Look at the desk. Like, I mean, they can see it here with the logo on. It's fantastic. We've got like a nice lining as well, which I'd like to believe was because you know, last year with like the party cannons and stuff, there was still mess on it. They're like, we can't be bothered to clean it. Just put another layer on.
Just layer it on.
Cover it up, and we won't have to tidy it. But I think people at home will agree. It's looking very sexy.
How are you doing, Andy? Then just came back from the States.
Yeah, had a little bit of time off. It was good. Spent some time at home. Realized how much seeing the sun is going to be nice, because in Sweden soon we won't have the sun anymore. But I don't know if this is going to live up to Ireland. Maybe. I don't know, man. Honestly, it's hard to beat that.
We set the bar so high.
You really did.
Honestly, like I don't even remember. Was there like some sort of big international thing in Seattle? I don't know.
No.
Like there was international teams at Ireland.
I heard there was a performance by Darude in some stadium, but you know, nobody really showed up.
Well,
they were all watching.
We were going to get Darude, but he wasn't really good enough, really.
No.
We really just need screens that like pop up. Like really
slowly.
Yeah.
Maybe powered by some sort of
It was
mechanical
actually
drill.
like the perfect timing to where it was like borderline ridiculous, but it was still funny. It was like really, like this is, and it was fun. It's like, all right, fine, whatever, you know.
I heard you got a phone, Andy. You've come to the dark
You have a phone?
Yeah.
Is it a smartphone?
Yes.
Whoa.
It's not here.
Why?
It's at the house.
Is it?
Because I'm so not used to having a phone that I forgot it, Cheever.
Is it charged?
No. Why is it? Why did you get a phone?
My dad made me get a phone.
Your dad made you get a phone.
Yeah.
I was honestly
He's like, I got a new
surprised.
phone. Here's mine. Put Skype on it so I can actually talk to you. And I'm like, but I'm on Skype all the time at the house anyway. He's like, I don't care. Take it. I'm like, fine, whatever.
It's pretty good. I think it's a good development. Apart from, you know, leaving it at home. But, I mean, that's a habit that will come.
Yeah, but the worst part was I obviously flew back recently, right? Like 4 or 5 days ago, I think it was. And I was in the airport in Chicago, and the Wi-Fi didn't work anyway. So I was just sitting in the airport, and there was no Wi-Fi. So I was like, why do I have a phone?
That's pretty bad.
You can call people and complain about not having Wi-Fi.
No, I can't, because I don't actually have a phone plan. I just use it for the Wi-Fi. Because international phone plans, expensive.
Would you not just...
That's actually true. But do you have your state's number rather than the Swedish number?
No, I don't have a phone number.
He doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have a SIM card.
But how can you have WhatsApp?
Do you need a phone number for WhatsApp?
You just have Wi-Fi.
You should just get one.
I think you need a phone number for WhatsApp.
Maybe I can get a plan here, and maybe I
just
can
get
just...
like
You can just get or you can get a SIM only, like just not, you know, or prepaid. You just get the phone number.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But it's good development.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm too old for technology.
No, you can learn. My dad's got an iPad and everything.
I love the way you're comparing Andy to you.
All right. I'll do my best.
I mean, you're never too old to learn.
You're about the same age as Shiva's dad, right?
Yeah, it's, give or take, you know, a couple hundred years, something like that. I think I'm like 704 now, according to my chat.
Really?
I look good for my age.
704?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Why the 4?
I actually co-signed the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Really?
Yeah.
But why the 4?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because originally I started off as like 700, but I've been streaming for like
4 years.
4 years.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
So obviously, I mean, I can't like regress in age. Got to keep moving, you know.
Fair enough. Talking about keeping moving, we're here for the ASUS ROG DreamLeague.
It's nice.
Yeah, she's good.
Thank you. I didn't even plan for that one. But we're here for a brand new season. We've got 2 series coming up. And compared to last season, we did have some changes. So we are actually going to jump right into league play. We could take a quick look at the format. Last season, we had 4 weeks of qualifiers. This season, we have only 1 qualified team. As mentioned before, 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun. Did qualify last Thursday, if I recall correctly. They
you casted that match.
You casted
Yeah,
that match
I
on.
did, yeah. Versus Hellraisers. Yeah, it was a good series. It was actually quite a close one. Like, Hellraisers did play really good. 4 Clovers didn't by any means stomp them, but it was a 2-0. They didn't drop a single game against Hellraisers. But no, 4 Clovers, of course, been looking very good across the board. And I think they're going to be a great addition to the league and arguably on the same, if not higher, than some of the invited teams anyway in terms of recent performances.
Yeah, and they join 7 invited teams. And we can take a look at the standings now. There's nothing to see in the standings apart from all the teams that are competing because obviously no game has been played just yet. But we have 8 teams here: Virtus Pro, Alliance, Ninjas in Pajamas, Empire, 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun, Monkey Freedom Fighters, Monkey Business, and Vega. Now you see big red line. That means the only 2 teams drop. The rest all goes to DreamHack Winter 2015. At the end of the season, and in that tournament there will be the finals with those 6 teams.
Oh, we didn't actually talk about the prize money this year actually being 50,000 euros higher, or is it dollars?
Euros.
No, it's dollars.
Dollars?
I'm pretty sure it's dollars.
150,000
Yeah, it's the same
currency.
Stuff. Yeah,
That's insane.
Yeah, whatever
Currency generic.
Yeah. No, it's pretty insane. And on top of that, tickets are free. So everybody can watch the game in the client if you want to, without actually purchasing a ticket. So free for all. Just enjoy watching where you want, basically. And 8 teams total. And today there's 4 teams, 3 teams actually, because there's 2 series and 1 team plays twice. 4 Clovers, the Leprechaun, Empire, and Ninjas in Pajamas. Owen, what's your favorite of those 3?
Well, I've got to say Empire, so I'm going to say Empire because that will help you smoothly transition into perhaps something you're going to tell me about. My favourite team. Shiva. Here we go. Look! Oh my God! How would you even know it? They had it even prepared.
I don't even know that.
That's mad.
But no, in all seriousness, I do like Empire, and I'm looking forward to seeing them kind of get back to where they were, because let's be honest, recently it's not been fantastic for the team. They've had a few mix-ups, they are kind of changing around. They're also trying to find their footing again. And we've got to remember, it is a new patch, and when a jump like that happens, changes like that, suddenly teams that haven't been doing that great find, they're in a much better position. Suddenly the heroes they're really good at are a little bit stronger, a little bit more viable.
Speaking
so
of
it's
that,
going to be interesting.
I think it was DreamLeague season 1 or 2 when Invoker was quite big. Resolution was easily one of the best Invokers.
Oh, that'd be nice to see.
I want to see a bit of that.
The thing that's weird to me though about Empire is it's been a really long time. If I think ever where I said that Empire didn't seem like one of the front runners. When is the last time you actually said that Empire was weak?
Right now.
Well,
besides right now. I mean, I'm just saying, outside of this specific circumstance.
This is probably a good thing, though, because they usually go in, super strong and win, all the qualifiers, hands down, and then kind of don't do so well at the LAN. So maybe this is a bit of a reverse.
But they also buffed Dragon Knight, right, in the patch. So now the Breathe Fire debuff pretty much lasts almost as long as the cooldown of the ability. So you just have, permanent 35% damage reduction, makes his laning phase a lot better. Right, and Empire are one of the best teams at using DK in the world, so maybe we'll see some Dragon Knight.
I would like that. But you're absolutely right. Empire has been looking solid for all the tournaments in the past, and this is the first one in a while that they have not looked that solid for. So perhaps coming in as the underdog might be something for them to
lift the pressure off as well.
Maybe lift the pressure off or motivate them more. Maybe they got complacent at some points. We don't know. They have a bit of a fresh roster as well, even though there's still some issues, but more about that later. Another team that we're going to see tonight is, of course, Ninjas in Pajamas, one of the only team, if not the only team, that has not changed roster for a very long time.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. Same roster as last year.
It hasn't been a year yet, has it? Or has it been a year?
Are they not the only team that hasn't changed roster after TI?
Was there not 4 anchors?
After TI. VP haven't changed the lineup.
VP
haven't changed their lineup. Yeah.
who won't
I
play
mean,
today.
NLP, you know, good fun. They've kind of been hit. I kind of feel recently they're bringing it back a little bit. I've seen a couple of series where they've looked, you know, convincing.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, there was the series, was it yesterday, that they got 2-0 by Alliance?
Yeah, and that was very, very convincing by Alliance. Look.
Yeah.
I think
and that was Alliance doing that.
Maybe Alliance are just back.
Maybe.
For the time being.
I
thought the memes were up to Owen. I thought that was his department.
No, now he's got a phone. He's becoming more trendy.
It's the low-hanging fruit. I'll leave the sick memes to him.
Okay, true.
Okay, and all of those will, of course, go up against, or both of those teams will go up against 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun. 4 Clovers has actually been on quite a hot streak recently, and they've been doing pretty well.
Yep.
What do you think of 4 Clovers, Andy? 4 Clovers, rather.
They're a weird team because it really seems like they're very dependent on individual plays and a lot of games that they do win. Like during the elimination mode tournament, like Owen and I were casting, obviously, and there was some pretty disgustingly good plays by Bambo, and I really felt like he didn't obviously win in the game single-handedly. Everybody had a hand in it. You know, it was all coordinated, and the team actually seemed very strong. But it just seems like a lot of it is really dependent on like those positions. You know, you pick like Sand King or whatever, you pick something big, AoE teamfight oriented. Shaker is another hero they gravitate towards a lot. And then it's like, if you don't perform on these heroes, it has a much bigger impact on the outcome of the game than other times. So I don't know. I think the team is still good, but can it perform against some of the other tier 1s? We'll see.
I kind of like, when I watch them, I love the way Pycat plays. Like, he's always like super, super solid. And then you have these kind of wilder players like EGM and Sexy Bambo that kind of just do like crazy stuff. And sometimes it works, and it's amazing, and sometimes it doesn't work. But like Pycat kind of just is the rock that they kind of all run around like.
I think that actually is a really good point, because when Pycat played for Alliance, I think they kind of had so they had this phase where they were pretty much playing Pycat as the 1, and Loda was actually the 2, because he was the one who actually had to go around and try to make stuff happen, because Pycat is a little bit of a greedy player by nature, which isn't to say it's bad. It just means that you have to actually create the space for him. And you have players now on the team who can actually do that, because like you said, they have a tendency to do things that are maybe a little bit unorthodox. So I do feel that in general, maybe that's just a better style of like offlane player and supports for him to play with.
Yeah.
Well, more about that later as well, about 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun. We're going to hear from 2 other people instead of our casters, because of course Owen and Andy will bring you the games with their awesome commentary. But,
awesome.
I said awesome.
Mediocre.
Mediocre?
Yeah.
Okay, they will bring you commentary with their mediocre.
Half mediocre, self-proclaimed. But
with their okay commentary in like 15 minutes or so.
Wow.
You will hear their okay commentary, but for now,
Really
we've heard enough of them. We're going to give them a little bit of a break before they actually start commentating the first series. And we're going to get those 2 off the couch, and we're going to get 2 new people on the couch. So it is time for our weekly guests. And indeed, 2 new people on the couch. Lumi, first of all, welcome back after, of course, being here previous seasons.
All right, let's get
and Sayuri as well. Sayuri here as our weekly guest.
Hello.
Hello, nice and cozy on that couch. You're going to be here for the week. Lewis is going to be here for the entire duration of the season. Glad to have you on board. Quick note before continuing. Before the game, we're still going to reset the stream real quick. Just a heads up, no picnic, and not yet, so stay here. Stay. Yeah, good.
We're all stationed.
No, it's good. So Sayuri, you're here. You're in Europe for a while now. What are you doing in Europe?
Mostly a holiday. I loved all the theory crafting during the elimination mode tournament. Like, oh, he's in Inferno Online. Is he moving to Sweden? Is he taking over the good studio? Are him and James talking? There were so many great conspiracy theories about what I could possibly be doing in Sweden. Few people seem to think that maybe he's just on holiday, just hanging out with some of his European friends, which is mostly what I'm here for. But it worked out well, you know, making the best of both worlds. A little holiday, a little work, then heading over back to New York at the end of this week for ESL New York. So busy, man.
Bit of a crazy schedule there.
Always.
But it's going pretty well for you. Can you tell us a bit more about Moondog Studios, since well, since it's fairly new still.
Yeah, it's been like a month and a half, maybe going on 2 months now. It's our new project. It's a studio and also an agency. So there's some of like the old timers, you know, myself, Synderen, Suns Fan, and those guys. But we've also got some young blood as well. Mott, who's been working pretty hard. Pimp Muckle is the big one. He's our production guy that kind of makes all the magic happen. So our goal is to, you know, do some fun kind of casual events like elimination mode. Also, hopefully do some big LAN type events, but also, you know, provide some resources for the talent in the space that still haven't really broken through into, you know, full-time casting. So,
and do you have something on the horizon as a studio itself that you can talk about?
Not that I can talk about. Who knows? I mean, elimination mode was really fun.
Yeah.
We needed a proof of concept. So it was just a small $10,000 cup with a lot of the tier 2 teams. I think everybody is hoping that we can do it with some tier 1 teams, but finding a spot in the schedule is really the big bottleneck there. So time will tell.
I don't know where. I'm looking for the microphone.
What did you lose, Shiver?
Yes.
Oh, no. We can't hear Shane?
I found it.
We're not losing much.
Hello?
Hello, it works.
All right, grand.
Wow.
It's a big microphone.
Yeah, it's very large.
very
You can
big.
nearly not see my face if I put it in front of me.
That's not an image you want
What?
to do on stream.
Microphone in front of my face?
Just leave it.
Okay, Luminous, you're here, of course, as well. You arrived already a while back in Sweden.
Yeah,
What's going on with you?
I've been doing a PGL Pro-Am at the Good Studio House. But, you know, long story short, I got demoted. Now I'm doing the jobs like, you know, other, like Winter and Merlini.
You're better looking than both of them.
Some might say we look the same, you know, whatever.
The 3
Who
Loomies?
said that?
Who doesn't say that? So on the DreamLeague, I'm going to be doing, what do they call it?
Can I say it?
You could say it, you could say it.
A preliminary of today's games.
Is that our transition?
What? No, there's no transition.
There's
for
no
this one.
transition.
No, I was just giving people a moment to just take it in.
Owen and I have agreed that Illuminati analysis is much better.
Illuminati analysis.
You could even put the triangle, the eyes in it. So when I'm right,
Everyone goes crazy. They're like,
What happens when you're wrong?
I mean,
then it was planned. Then he was wrong.
No. If I'm wrong, it just means that point hasn't happened yet. Eventually, I will be right. You know, all predictions are always right. Eventually,
I'm not sure if it
they
works
just
like
haven't
that.
happened yet.
I see Sayori is also not completely convinced.
I'm not, well,
I mean, my logic is just beyond you guys.
yeah, I don't want to be a
We're
naysayer
in the
here.
Illuminati, so it
yeah,
doesn't make sense.
there you go.
Well, what do you have for us? We have our first matchup, of course, Empire versus 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun. What do you think about that matchup?
Okay, so let's talk about Empire, because the team, like Andy was talking about earlier, is a team that's always really strong, except now. They have lost 7 out of their last 8 matches.
Ouch.
And the one game that they won was in a base race.
That was when Queen of Pain, wasn't it? That was that game.
It was
General?
against NIP.
Yeah, the
It was
General
a
was playing Queen
best
of
of
Pain,
3
yeah.
series. They won 1 game, so it was kind of close. But in the games that they have been playing, they've always been playing with 1 to 2 stand-in. So even the roster itself has been very unstable. So I don't know if we're going to see the standard 5 tonight, or we're going to see Yoki or Jodam, you know, a couple of stand-ins here and there. The skill level is definitely there. The hero that I want them to pick or try to get tonight is a nerfed bounty hunter.
Nerf bound? Why would you want to have
Because
a
they
nerf
have a
bounty?
100% win rate with the hero.
But they only played 1 game.
No.
They only won 1 game out of the 8.
Well, yeah. In 6.84, they have 100% win rate without a hero. Obviously, 6.84, the hero is a little bit broken.
How many games did they play with him?
8-0.
That's
Most
pretty
teams,
good.
That's pretty impressive.
Most
Yeah.
teams always first ban against bounty hunter against him. So you know you walk into the draft with that kind of advantage, and your 2 core players, they're very unique. Well, not that unique anymore, but they always play. They swap between mid and carry all the time. So you know they have a lot of play in there. But yeah, draft well, draft strong. They talked about the DK pick. Their standard drafting style has been like first 2 pick, I draft a support, and then a carry. So they do a lot of like Winter Wyvern PL. That's kind of the go-to combo. I think if they play their comfort picks and they have a good draft, I think they will do well.
Do you think there's any chance of Chen being like coming out when we've seen it? Because I haven't seen a Chen in like a long time. Do you think even with the buffs on the Ancients and stuff like that?
It hasn't been, maybe not Empire. Maybe we're going to see some other teams picking it. But Empire, they really like to fight a lot, which just explains why Bounty Hunter does so well for them. And in their matchup against 4CL, though, 4CL loves to fight. You know, when you have player like Sexy Bamboo, I know PyCat, like you said, it's a little bit greedy. They like to farm a lot, but everyone else on the team likes to fight a ton.
Yeah.
So it seems like when these two teams meet up, they'll clash in that play style.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
What do you think about Invoker on this patch? He was buffed a little bit in 6.85. He was very weak in 6.84. That's like a resolution classic.
Right.
Is there any chance we see Invoker come out?
I think it's a strong chance because it's one of those heroes that requires a little bit of farm, and you know a lot about that because you play a ton of Invoker.
Yeah, basically the main things I see are like heroes like Lifestealer and Anti-Mage with Invoker with the buffed Alacrity.
Sure.
Like it's really, really strong late game. You can, especially if you have like items like a heart or you have an urn, you can just siege the base with the Alacrity.
So you felt like an Invoker, a Magnus, Alacrity and power, a little bit of both, best of both worlds.
You guys are talking more about the Exort build, but the EMP Tornado build, excellent for fighting early on if you want to control some space. I think the Exort build is still a little bit stronger because the Necrobook gives you more push and things like that.
Against 4 Clovers, you because Exort needs so much farm, I think you definitely want to have the Quaswex just so you can.
Well, it really comes down to the draft, right?
Yeah,
like
true,
if you could, get a slower draft, it'll work. But talking about 4CL, they're hot. They won the elimination mode pretty convincingly.
Yeah, 3-1 in the best of 5 finals.
Yesterday, their match, was it yesterday or the day before? They won against. They won in the defense 5.
Yeah, the defense against
Stark,
yeah.
Stark GG.
Oh, I still call them the 4ASC, but
They're previously 4ASC.
Yeah, they when they win, it looks really convincing. They have really high kill scores, so that's why I think they match up very well against Empire because both teams like to fight, and I think 4CL is actually the better fighting team. You guys talked about how the individual skill level is very high. Sexy Bambo to me is the living incarnation of Phoenix. Like, imagine a Phoenix ult, right? He dives in, right? And then ult. Either it's the biggest stun, the biggest AoE damage ever, or he just dies. That to me is Sexy Bambo. So my question is, which Phoenix are we going to see? Are we going to see the glorious sunbeams of an explosion sun, or are we going to see boop? So to me, I think that he's a player to watch. He's a space maker. You guys saw in the elimination mode, when he gets the Earthshaker and gets a quick blink and do work, he's an golly amazing player.
Even in the games yesterday, when they showed their flexibility, like obviously they won the elimination mode, which requires a tremendous amount of flexibility. But yesterday, the first game they picked Earthshaker, and EGM played it, and he played amazingly. Like he got an amazing Echo Slam that like pretty much secured the game for them. And then in game 2, they first pick Earthshaker, and then Sexy Bambo plays it in the end. So they can kind of like
very flexible.
Yeah, throw you off in the draft with like stuff like that.
Yeah,
and flexibility at this point of the season is great because the new patches came out. Most teams are still trying the old stuff. I know Alliance is like forcing TI3 stuff all over again, so they're trying out new stuff. Yeah. I want to see what 4CL is trying because apart from the defense and of course the DreamHack qualifiers, they haven't been playing in too many other big tournaments against other big teams. So I'm very, very curious in terms of how they're going to do today.
Yeah, the other hero to look out for Bambo is the Sand King. That was the match that I remember from the elimination mode so well, where he gave up the first blood. We're like, okay, this is a disaster. He's off to a slow start. He still gets an 8-minute blink dagger, gets the blink instantly, secures a triple kill for his team, goes back to the well, comes back, same thing again. There's like a 2-minute chase all around. They wipe the entire team, and all of a sudden, the Sand King, who fed the first blood, is sitting like 5-1-4 at the 12-minute mark and completely takes over the game.
After that game, I played some Counter-Strike with him later, and he's like, dude, did you see my video? And I'm just like, yes, I saw your video. It was very good. Yeah. He's such a funny guy. Like.
Yeah, he really is.
Like he has an insane amount of confidence. Like that's why he goes for these plays, because he's like, I can do this. You know what I mean? He doesn't ever doubt himself. And
he always secures those playmaker heroes, which are his niche.
Yeah.
If you are Empire, how do you deal with 4CL? How do you deal with Sexy Bamboo, perhaps?
I think you need to be careful about the Tiny Wisp. That's one of their go-to strategies when maybe some of their key heroes are banned out or they're not sure what to do. They can always play that strat. And Bambo, Tiny, EGM Wisp, that is a scary combo. That's one thing I think Empire needs to be careful of.
I think a team that could really punish overextending, because, I mean, you know Bambo, he's going to go into you. Yeah. And the heroes that he generally get, like Tusk, Earthshaker, Sand King, like you said, those are kind of the initiating type. But when you have heroes that could punish initiation or punish a not flawlessly executed initiation, that's why I keep going back to the bounty, right? Not only does it give you vision where you can see the initiation coming, perhaps, and if you mess up, your team gets a ton of gold. So I think that's where you get. Also, Empire likes to pick Dazzle a lot, where if they jump in you and give you that Tusk Punch or Echo Slam, well, that's what's backing you up.
Yeah, some heroes like Naga Siren could be good, like Centaur, just like total team fight controlling heroes.
Yeah.
You can engage or re-engage whenever you choose.
There's also the Silencer. That's a hero that Empires like to play in the past that can be okay at punishing over aggression, though at the same time, if you fall behind with Silencer, it can be hard to play from behind. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, but certainly in their comfort zone.
And in this matchup, we already mentioned that Empire probably the underdog in this series.
Yeah.
Agree?
Do we know who's playing today? Like,
we don't know.
Stand-in, so that makes it hard to say.
If you were to predict something, what are we going to see? Is it a 2-0 clean sweep for 4 Clovers?
Well, it's like pretty. I'm going to go first, bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think 4 Clovers are very, very strong, and I think they have the potential to actually be a top team. I believe in my boy EGM.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 4 Clovers as well, but Team Empire has a really good Twitter guy.
This is true.
They have the best Twitter guy of all the pro teams.
I would agree.
Oh,
Yes.
by
So
a
with
million
that,
%.
1-1 Empire, even though that makes no sense.
Okay, so you think the cheerleader effect is really going to prop him up to make it an even series?
I mean, he's got the
Okay.
internet behind him.
Yeah, there you go. I think it's going to be 1-1. I think we're going to see bloody, chaotic games, and I think Empire is going to be able to scrape out another base race style win in at least one of the games.
So you think it's going to be close?
I think it's going to be close. I think 4CL will look stronger, but I think that'll be almost their demise, where they'll get hyper-aggressive, maybe overextend, and I think Empire will probably win one of the games, but it'll be a crazy win, not one where Empire was in control the whole game.
Okay.
I will stick with Shane in this one. Go for the 2-0.
So
for 4 Clovers.
nobody has the Empire 2-0 prediction.
Do I have to? Do I have to do the?
No, you don't have to. I'm just saying.
Devil's
If you
advocate.
want.
I don't
Well,
want
like,
to
think about it this, right?
I figured you already said that Empire would get a point. I don't have to be a devil's
But
advocate.
if you say it like as the, I have to do this, and then they win, you look like a genius.
Oh, I'll choose Empire. There's no way I can lose this one.
See?
One thing, actually, that I have for Shane
All right, I got it.
now.
Whoa. A surprise for Shane?
A surprise for Shane. Well, you can't keep it. But it is a motherboard.
You have to interview.
It's a toy ship, actually.
It's a motherboard or motherboat. I don't know.
It's a motherboat. Yeah.
A motherboat.
That's pretty good, actually.
I already thought of it earlier. It's not original.
I've been told your unboxing MMR is passing 6K.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I give it to Shane.
extremely high. Check this out, right?
What's the technique here?
And then under. Check. What do you think?
Whoa.
Yeah.
People don't see it. It's very reflective.
It's very shiny, yeah.
So
Okay.
the thing, if you want to win
I'm
this
not hurted.
competition, because this is actually part of a competition, you can win this motherboard. And if you want to win, you go to facebook.com/ROG Nordic. There you go. I remembered that one. And you say what your most favorite hero is of this week. So which hero do you think is going to make the best plays? Which heroes do you think is going to be the most fun hero to watch? The best hero of this week? Which hero is going to win all the games?
All right, Shiva, you're saying like 3 different things.
It's all the same.
You're saying your favorite hero, or the strongest hero,
It's
or
all
the
the
most
same.
successful hero. Which one are you saying?
Oh.
Whichever hero you like the most.
And have a
right,
motivation
just
with it as
type
well.
it.
Yes. You can only have one submission. And while Shane is trying to find a way to wrap it
it's not
back
going
up,
back
To rebox it.
we're actually going to have a very quick break because we have to reset the stream. In 2 minutes' time, or whenever the stream is reset, whenever we're back live, we're going to go straight on to the match, and it would be time for Empire versus 4 Clovers with Odie, Pixel, and Draskell.